Every single night while you sleep, your kidneys are working their hardest shift of the day, filtering your blood, clearing waste, and repairing damage quietly in the dark. But here's what almost nobody tells you. What you eat in the hour before bed feeds directly into that overnight process. The right fruits can support it. The wrong ones, including one that almost everyone praises for kidney health, can quietly work against it. Today we're sharing 7 specific fruits that the National Kidney Foundation confirms are kidney friendly, and they all do their best work while you sleep. One of them outperforms some of the most popular natural sleep aids in published research. And at the end, we're giving you a simple 2-minute bedtime kidney bowl you can make tonight. Stay until the warning fruit near the end. It's probably sitting in your fridge right now, and what we're about to tell you will genuinely surprise you. Why overnight nutrition matters for kidneys. Your kidneys are 2 organs about the size of your fists, tucked just below your rib cage on either side of your spine. They're small, but they never rest. Together they filter roughly 200 liters of blood every single day, about 50 gallons, pulling out waste, extra fluid, and toxins before sending clean blood back around your body. The job doesn't pause when you fall asleep. While you rest, your kidneys keep filtering, help settle your blood pressure through the night, and clear out what the day left behind. So what you eat in the hour or two before bed feeds straight into that overnight shift. Here's where it gets important. Your kidneys need antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds from food because slow, quiet inflammation is one of the biggest drivers of kidney damage over the years. But many of the fruits richest in those compounds like bananas, oranges, and kiwi also carry heavy loads of potassium. Healthy kidneys flush the extra out easily, but strained kidneys can't always keep up, and potassium can climb to unsafe levels in the blood, a condition called hyperkalemia. The 7 fruits ahead untangle that problem. Each one delivers the antioxidant protection your kidneys need without the potassium load they struggle to clear. One of them even held its own against the most popular natural sleep aids in published research, and it's waiting in the middle of this list. Fruit 1, blueberries. The first one is probably sitting in your freezer right now. The National Kidney Foundation lists blueberries as a good source of fiber, vitamin C, vitamin K, and antioxidants, and a half cup holds less than 150 milligrams of potassium. That makes them a true low potassium food. They're also low in sodium and phosphorus, so they stay safe at every stage of kidney disease and for every type of dialysis. The reason blueberries matter comes down to inflammation. Kidney trouble rarely shows up overnight. It builds through years of low-grade inflammation inside the tiny vessels that do the filtering. And your heart runs on the same wiring, since heart disease and kidney disease share one inflammatory pathway and often decline together. Protect one and you protect the other. The deep blue color is the medicine. It comes from anthocyanins, plant pigments that calm inflammation, and research in the National Institutes of Health Library ties 3 servings of blueberries or strawberries a week to meaningful drops in heart disease risk. For anyone watching their kidneys, that's 2 organs protected by the same small bowl. Half a cup before bed is the right portion. Fresh, frozen, and freeze-dried berries all keep their antioxidant power, so the frozen bag from the discount store works just as well as a fresh summer pint. Rinse them, pour them in a small bowl, and that's the entire preparation. Fruit 2, strawberries. Berries run in families, and the next one drops the potassium even lower. The National Kidney Foundation lists strawberries as a good source of vitamin C, manganese, folate, and antioxidants at just 28 calories per half cup. That same half cup carries only 130 milligrams of potassium, one of the lowest numbers of any fruit in the produce aisle. Strawberries stay on the safe list through every stage of chronic kidney disease, including hemodialysis and peritoneal dialysis. That low number matters more than it sounds. People with advanced kidney trouble often live under strict potassium budgets where every food gets counted, and strawberries fit inside even the tightest one. Sweetness without worry is rare in a kidney diet. This is it. There's real research behind them too. One clinical study found that adding strawberries to the diet raised the blood's antioxidant capacity and lifted glutathione levels, and glutathione works as one of the body's own cleanup crews against the oxidative stress that grinds kidneys down over time. Strawberries also carry a nighttime bonus. They hold natural melatonin precursors and tryptophan, not at the strength you'll meet later in this list, but enough to nudge your body toward winding down. Rinse half a cup of fresh or frozen strawberries just before eating. For something more filling, add a spoonful of plain unsweetened yogurt for a complete bedtime snack. Fruit 3, apples. Now we leave the berry drawer for the fruit bowl on your counter because the most ordinary fruit in your kitchen might be the most underrated one on this list. The National Kidney Foundation calls apples rich in antioxidants and fiber and low in potassium, phosphorus, and sodium, which keeps them safe for every kidney condition and every treatment. And most of that goodness lives in the peel. Eating the peel gives you 2 to 6 times the antioxidant power of the flesh alone. Peeling an apple throws most of the benefit in the trash. Apples earn their bedtime spot through blood sugar. Many people watch their kidneys and their blood sugar at the same time since the two problems travel together and overnight sugar swings add stress to organs already working hard. The fiber in a whole apple slows how fast glucose enters your blood, smoothing out those overnight swings in a way a glass of juice never can. There's a kidney stone connection too. The National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases notes that citrate-containing foods help prevent calcium oxalate stones, the most common kind of kidney stone. Apples bring malic acid, a compound related to citrate, and it nudges your urine toward a less acidic state that's generally more protective against stone formation. Eat one medium apple, peel on slowly. As your evening winds down, sprinkle a little Ceylon cinnamon on the slices if you enjoy it, since that variety adds its own blood sugar steadiness on top of the apple's fiber effect. Fruit 4, tart cherried. See cherried are carried down the Willerongir Kuristero, taking your combination of matter, taking your cherried. And now the crown jewel of this list, the fruit this video's title points to. If you only add one thing from this list to your evenings, make it this one, because nothing else here earns the bedtime spot the way tart cherries do. To understand why, you need to know what your blood pressure does at night. While you sleep, your blood pressure is supposed to drop, a pattern called nocturnal dipping, and that dip gives the delicate filtering vessels in your kidneys hours of gentle rest. When sleep runs shallow or broken, the dip never fully arrives. Your kidneys then absorb hour after hour of higher pressure, night after night, and that steady pounding wears them down. Tart cherries step into that exact problem. The National Kidney Foundation notes they contain phytomelatonin, a plant-based antioxidant that may help keep your sleep cycle healthy. They also count as a low-potassium food with less than 200 milligrams per 3.5 ounces, only trace amounts of sodium and little phosphorus, so they're welcome at all stages of kidney disease. The sleep research runs deeper than folklore. Studies in the National Institutes of Health Library report that the melatonin, serotonin, tryptophan, and phytochemicals in tart cherries may improve sleep quality by lowering inflammation and oxidative stress, with evidence they help regulate both the deep and dreaming stages of sleep. One pilot study followed older adults with insomnia and found tart cherry juice cut insomnia severity compared to a placebo, with effects comparable to or beyond valerian and some melatonin studies, two of the most used natural sleep aids in the world. Here's the chain that makes this so powerful. Better sleep restores the nighttime blood pressure dip. A proper dip takes hours of pressure off the kidney's filtering vessels. Less pressure means less damage. Night after night, year after year. That's how a small red fruit ends up guarding an organ it never directly touches. Eat half a cup to a full cup of tart cherries, or drink 4 to 8 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry juice 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Choose the sour or Montmorency variety specifically. Sweet cherries sit in the high potassium group and belong to a different conversation entirely. Fruit 5, grapes, grapes. After the crown jewel, the next fruit is one many people crossed off their list years ago and they never needed to. The National Kidney Foundation classifies grapes as a low potassium choice, grouped right beside apples, blueberries, pears, pineapple, raspberries, and strawberries, while bananas, melons, oranges, and kiwi sit across the line in the high potassium group. The magic lives in the skin. Red and purple grapes carry resveratrol along with deep-colored flavonoids, and the National Kidney Foundation notes those red pigments may help lower the risk of blood clots. That matters because kidney trouble raises heart risk, so a bedtime snack that looks after both is doing double duty. Frozen grapes solve a problem most people never think about. Some people with kidney concerns live under fluid restrictions, where every glass of water counts against a daily limit, and nighttime thirst turns into a real battle. A handful of frozen grapes eaten slowly feels cooling and hydrating without adding the fluid volume that a glass of water or juice would. Each one melts on your tongue, takes time to finish, and satisfies the urge to drink. Keep the portion to about half a cup and pick red or purple over green. The darker skins carry more resveratrol and anthocyanin. Green grapes work, but the dark ones work harder. Fruit 6, raspberries. APB guide kim vi guide potato e green. You can level krov, klatik, or little methanic scribes. If you did a great day, take ABN Neprin, healthy, what you stayed away. You can do this routinely throughout the day, and hopefully you'll get those great results. Make it a great day. The next fruit beats everything else on this list by one specific measure, and that measure helps your kidneys from a direction you'd never expect. Raspberries are the fiber champion of this list. A half cup holds roughly 4 grams of fiber, about double what most fruits give you at that serving size. And the National Kidney Foundation places them on the low potassium list beside blueberries, strawberries, and grapes. Fiber helps your kidneys from an unexpected direction, your gut, The friendly bacteria living there feed on fiber and turn it into short-chain fatty acids. And those compounds calm inflammation across your whole body, the same slow-burning inflammation that pushes kidney disease forward. Kidney researchers increasingly see a healthier gut as directly connected to slower disease progression. Feeding those bacteria is one more way of defending your kidneys. There's a second pathway working at dinner time. Fiber slows how fast your body absorbs the phosphorus in the rest of your evening meal, and phosphorus controls one of the hardest parts of eating for kidney health. A half cup of raspberries eaten with dinner or shortly after acts like a gentle brake on that absorption. A small but real layer of protection you get just for enjoying dessert. Frozen raspberries cost less than fresh ones and lose nothing nutritionally. Eat a half cup after dinner or mix them with tart cherries for a bedtime berry combination that stacks sleep support and gut support in one bowl. Fruit 7, pineapple. The last fruit surprises people every single time. Pineapple, tropical fruits are usually the first thing a careful kidney diet crosses off, so a spiky, acidic tropical fruit seems like it has no business on this list. But clinical nutrition guidance referenced in National Institutes of Health materials includes pineapple as a recommended low-potassium fruit for kidney patients, and the National Kidney Foundation's potassium guide classifies it the same way. Fresh pineapple carries something none of the other 6 offer. It holds a natural enzyme called bromelain, which has documented anti-inflammatory properties and has been studied for its ability to lower inflammatory markers in the body. Since slow inflammation drives kidney decline, a natural anti-inflammatory that fits inside a kidney-friendly profile earns its place on this list. Pineapple also brings tryptophan, the same gentle amino acid found in strawberries. It won't knock you out, and it isn't meant to, but eaten in the evening, it leans your body toward a natural winding down pattern instead of fighting it. The preparation rule matters more here than anywhere else on this list. Buy it fresh, because the heat used in canning destroys most of the bromelain. A can of pineapple keeps the sweetness while losing the medicine. Half a cup of fresh chunks in the evening is the whole assignment. The warning fruit, cranberries. And now the fruit that needs a second look, the one your grandmother probably swore by. The warning fruit is cranberries, and that surprises almost everyone. Cranberries have been tied to kidney and bladder health for generations. Some of that old wisdom holds up. The National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health confirms that cranberry products may lower the risk of repeat urinary tract infections in women who've had them before. And the evidence is strong enough that the FDA allows a limited label claim. The compounds doing the work are called proanthocyanidins, and they stop bacteria from sticking to the bladder wall. But the first warning matters. Cranberries do not treat an infection that's already there. The National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases states plainly that cranberry products don't treat existing bladder or kidney infections. If you think you have one right now, you need a doctor, not a bottle of juice. The second warning is the one almost nobody mentions. Raw cranberries taste so tart that hardly anyone eats them plain. So the versions filling store shelves, the juice cocktails, the sweetened dried cranberries, the flavored supplements arrive loaded with added sugar. The National Kidney Foundation warns that sugar-sweetened drinks are linked to a higher risk of kidney disease. So the bottle marketed as kidney juice can work against the very organs it promises to help. One sweet glass at a time. One more caution, there's conflicting evidence about whether cranberry interacts with the blood thinner warfarin. If you take one, mention cranberries to your pharmacist before making them a daily habit. Cranberries still earn a place in your kitchen when used right. Choose unsweetened 100% cranberry juice, small portions of unsweetened dried cranberries, or raw and frozen whole berries a few times a week, and skip the sweetened cocktails completely. The benefit lives in the whole unsweetened fruit, never in the sugar that usually rides along with it. The Bedtime Kidney Bowl. Now, knowing the list and knowing what to actually do at 9 o'clock tonight are two different things. Here's the answer, and it takes less than 2 minutes to make. Take a small bowl and combine half a cup of tart cherries, a handful of blueberries, and 3 or 4 fresh strawberries. Eat it 30 to 60 minutes before bed. That one small bowl covers a lot of ground. It delivers phytomelatonin for sleep and overnight blood pressure support, anthocyanins that calm inflammation, vitamin C for tissue health, and fiber for your gut. And every ingredient stays low potassium, gentle enough for any stage of kidney health. If you want a liquid alongside it, a small glass of unsweetened tart cherry juice is the closest thing to a true kidney bedtime tonic that Whole Foods can offer. Give the routine a fair test. Start with the bowl tonight, then add the other fruits one at a time across the week so you can notice how your body responds to each one. One honest note before you start. The National Kidney Foundation says early kidney disease usually needs no potassium limits unless blood levels run high, but the later stages sometimes call for stricter counting. Anyone at stage 4 or 5 on dialysis or taking blood thinners should confirm portions with their doctor or kidney dietitian first. A basic blood panel showing creatinine, eGFR, and electrolytes tells you exactly where your kidneys stand. If you haven't had one lately, it's worth requesting at your next appointment. Your kidneys will spend tonight filtering another 50 gallons of blood. The fruits you eat before bed decide how much help they get while they work. Start with the Bedtime Kidney Bowl tonight. Add one new fruit each night this week, and if you want more natural ways to care for your body, subscribe to Nature Cures so you never miss a video.